What's up again, guys? Brian here at 3TR and welcome to my next video game review. I'd first off like to apologize that this review is so late. The fact is I've actually been working on a lot of really big projects that are coming up and it's taken a lot of my time, but I always make time to get these reviews out as best I can. So here's my review on Aliens Colonial Marines. Now, in terms of story, the story takes place, I'd say maybe a couple of weeks after the events of Aliens, in which the Sulaco has somehow re-entered the orbit of LV-426, and this small band of Colonial Marines gets a signal from Hicks stating what has happened on LV-426, and they go in to investigate. Soon after that, some things happen, and they end up on the planet, and from there they basically have to figure out what's going on and how they get off the planet, which is infested with xenomorphs. Now, to be honest, in terms of story, I thought that what they tried actually could have worked. The problem is they throw some elements into the story which just, I don't know, I mean, there's a twist at the end. Apparently there's a surviving member of the original Colonial Marines, and really how they use him, I'm not going to say who it is, but if you do know, then I felt that they really didn't use him the way they should have been. He could have been used so much better. And I don't know, it's not the type of game that has a strong story. Now, in terms of gameplay, it's basically a game of Call of Duty with a really bad Aliens paint job. Now, don't get me wrong, the game looks like Aliens and it sounds like Aliens, it just doesn't feel like Aliens, simply because there's no sense of tension. And the fact that throughout this game you're going to be taking on xenomorphs and human or Weyland mercenaries, I should say, really kind of takes you out of the moment. I'm like, why am I shooting at humans instead of just xenomorphs? And speaking of the xenomorphs, I have to say the AI is downright stupid. Now, I challenge any of you out there to disprove my claim, but I actually tested this out, and I'm saying you right now, the aliens and Aliens Colonial Marines on the hardest difficulty, Ultimate Badass, are actually easier to kill than the aliens in Alien vs. Predator. It's actually a lot harder to kill an alien on easy mode in this game than it is on Ultimate Badass in Aliens Colonial Marines. I dare any of you to disprove my claim, because they don't even really try to swarm you. They just run at you straight on, and sometimes they'll attack your AI buddies, just allowing you to shoot them. Another thing that's kind of stupid is that your AI buddies are also stupid. There's this guy named O'Neill who has a smart gun, and we all know how badass a smart gun is. Well, he really hardly helps you at all. Many times he'll just stand there and say the stupidest things, or get stuck in doorways, or just stare at you while you're getting your face ripped off by some xenomorph or a face hugger at times. It just... You're better off just pretending that you don't even have AI partners. And to be honest, the human characters will probably kill you more than the xenomorphs, which is quite shocking to me, but heck, they're shooting at you, so what can I say? Another major flaw also is that the final boss is not really a boss at all. Now, this is going to be a bit of a minor spoiler, but basically all you're doing is running around some crates while this queen is trying to eat you, and all you have to do is pull 4 levers down until it gets shot out the I'll say the ship door bay. I mean, that's not really, I mean, you can shoot it all you want, but it's not going to do anything. So you have to try to sneak around it, which, you know, that's never a good thing for a final boss. If there's anything good I can say about it, is that it's not boring, it's just disappointing, because this is not what the developers at Gearbox promised us. They promised us that this was going to be a true sequel to the Aliens franchise and give everything that we wanted. Now, there is some fan service thrown in there, like you get to see the bottom half of Bishop that got ripped off in Aliens, and you can look for Newt's doll, and you can also you can actually collect some of the weapons that the original cast used. Although when you get to, like, say, the smart gun, you can only use that like only twice throughout the entire game, which is a bit disappointing. So overall, Colonial Marines, it's not a bad game, it's just not the game that we were promised. Now, I didn't bother playing it on multiplayer, since you guys know I'm not a multiplayer gamer, so would just leave that to guys that review this game who actually do like to play multiplayer. I'll leave it to them to talk about it. But just as a single player game, I would give Aliens Colonial Marines maybe, yeah, I'll give it a C+, just for effort. Now, I could tell the developers had the right ideas, they had the heart in the right place, they just couldn't execute it the way that they were saying. They were saying one thing, but what was actually coming out was something entirely different. If you like this game review, feel free to like, comment down below, and please subscribe to keep track of me and my future video game and movie reviews. And like always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.